What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We got a couple setups we're looking at. GU just broke back above this level. This is the same setup we went and took on Monday earlier this week. I'm looking for continued buys here. Gold continued to respect this level yesterday as well, but failed to break back above the whole 33.74 as support. So we'll be looking for buys on GU and gold. NAS also one that's projected yesterday. We're looking for continued buys on NAS. Now we do have a couple news events today. We do got 8:15 ADP news, 9:45 Canadian news, 10 a.m. USD news, 10:30 Canadian news. So we do got a lot of news popping off today. So do keep that in mind. But we do have a few setups we're going to be looking at. Y'all already know the drill. Make sure to like the lives. Y'all hop up in here, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're going to wait a couple minutes. We're going to break some of this stuff down. But if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a second. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. We have not entered this trade yet. All right, new 5-minute just popped up. So this is the same buy setup we took on Monday earlier this week. We're going to be looking to see the exact same setup play out. If we can hold 35.30 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 35.60. Now for the uptrend to continue, we're going to need to break this resistance level. We saw on Monday price hit this level 3 times, but failed to break and hold it as support. So we're going to need that to happen for the uptrend to continue. Gold's starting to take off right now, so we're going to be looking for buys on gold as well as possible NAS100. Now, again, it did do a big move yesterday, and it kind of just been consolidating here all night. So if we can't hold 21,670 as support, if we can, I should say, we can look for buys going to 21,730. But if we can't, we can see price retrace and make its way back down to 21,560. Now, honestly, as long as we maintain, especially as long as we hold 21,490 as support, we're still bullish. But again, we can see each time we come to this price point, we've been rejecting that. Again, we still got this huge level of traffic to the left. We're trying to break through. So far, NAS has been going as projected. Again, we do got a few news events today. So we might see some retracements prior to that. But again, when it comes to high impact news, we're either going to see some setups play out or be able to catch some setups before the news plays out, or prices just going to be consolidated and chilling up until the news events pop off. And we got a couple news events. So if y'all was in the live yesterday, you could have made some money with us. We caught this GJ sell. It did end up reversing. We hit TP. What do we hit? We hit TP. We hit TP4 on that. Still caught a nice move, but we talked about that during the live as well. We was talking about how we needed to hold these levels as resistance for the downtrend to come into play. As we can see here, price failed to do so, which is why price rejected back above here. And now we see the bullish momentum back into play. So if we can maintain and hold 194.45 as support, we're going to be looking for buys on GJ. So we got a couple settings we're looking at right here. Let's see what this next 15 looks like. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. If you haven't caught up to the videos I've been dropping, all playlists are up to date. But yeah, we're just gonna pay attention to GE right now. This is the only one that's at one of our levels. The other charts got some work to do. So we're just about to watch this and see if we can hold this low as support right here. All right, new 15 just popped up. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. Again, not gonna be too aggressive or crazy today. One, because we're up for the week. Two, because again, it's the first week of the month. We have a lot of reports coming out. We got the infamous ADP popping off today, as well as we have 9:45 Canadian news, 10 a.m. USD news, 10:30 Canadian news. So we got a lot of news popping off, but we do got a few setups we're going to be looking. What's going on, my boy? I see you up in here. I appreciate you too. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of your screens. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. Got some videos lined up for y'all today. Again, this is the same side we took on Monday. Let's see if we can break past this next level here. It's a nice push right there. Yeah, so we got a few setups, y'all. So again, from what we're looking at with a lot of these charts, if we can't break and hold these next levels, we might see retracement take place. But we do have a few setups that we can see some nice moves. We get caught again, like always. We're simply waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. I do like GD right here. Things pushing. We already hit a TP on this. Just a TP on. Right, so we still got a little bit of work to do. Still keep an eye on those charts though. We are in GU, we just hit TP1 on that though. Again, if NAS can hold 21,670 as support, we can see buys going up to 21,740. So you're going to hold this low as support or retrace and possibly retest 21,570 as support. Let's see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. Got a nice push here. Got a little bit of work. I want us to at least break past 35.50. If we can hold that area, we can really see price push up. But that's the main area we need to take out. We need to take out this area right here. And again, we don't have to wait too long for this. I want to see if we can catch some more though. But I'm up a decent amount right now. Once you get hit TP2, I'd like to. A new 5 minute just popped out. I'd like to see TP2, at least TP2, TP3 get hit before this new 15 pops up. Let's see what this next 5 minute looks like though. Let me show you what I'm looking at because I'm looking at the 5 minute on my other screen. So now y'all see what I'm looking at. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Be sure to like the live and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit, where we at? Let me see where we at. We just hit 3,600 subscribers. Let's get to 3,700, y'all. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today to begin in New York session. So make sure you have y'all's noties on. All right, we're about to hit TP2 right here. Let's see what these other charts up to. Gold's pushing as well. Let's see, GJ's doing a little something. That's still teasing us. So yeah, I'm not gonna really take any other setups right now. If I take any other setups today, it's going to be definitely after all the news plays out, especially because I'm up on this position right here. Again, you don't got to take every setup. One setup's all you really need per day, to be honest. Let's see if we can hit TP2. I think we'll hit TP2. Let me let the members know. I want to see what this next 15 looks like. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit, y'all. Nice push. So this next 15, we're either going to blow through this level, chill here for a little bit. We're going to retrace and retest. Now, I don't want the last option to happen, but if it happens, I'm not against getting whipped down looking for a possible another re-entry. Let's see if NAS can hold this level right here as well. All right, new 15 just popped up. Let's see if we can break through this level right here. Again, this is what I was talking about, this price point right here. You see how it's stuck right here. So if we don't break through this, we're going to see a retracement. Nah, it looks like it's trying to hold that level of support. Some nice retest push up. All right, so we see it breaking this level. So we do got this level of traffic to the left, but again, if we can hold 21,660, 21,670 as support, we can look for buys going to 21,740. Gold's still pushing. Again, we see what GU is happening right now with GU. I don't got a crystal ball. It's just, again, like I always talk about, if you're watching the charts, you're taking notes, and you understand how the charts work, they do the same shit over and over and over again. All right, so once you understand all the behaviors and the rules of price, then you just got to figure out, based on those rules, what price is most likely looking like it's about to do next. Still in profit on this though. See Nash trying to push. Gold still pushing. I want to see GU push like gold. That'd be nice. Would have been nice to jump in this, but again, this moved at 2 a.m. Missed the setup. We don't chase trades. We always wait for retracements or price to hit our next entry point. Let's see if we can break this all over. I got TP2. Let's see if we can TP3. What's going on, webinar? See you up in here. Without way going through your course, definitely a learning curve. And sir, it's called a playbook for a reason, y'all. Again, right into Joint Make University. Go ahead and click that link in the description. You watch the last like 2 minutes of the video I dropped on Monday, and then the video I dropped last week. I go over all those details. If you look at any of the videos prior to that, some of that stuff's still in the Playmaker University, but it's not up to date with all the details. I just updated, revamped all that stuff not too long ago. But yeah, we're about to see what this next 5 minute looks like. Still deep in profit on GU, but again, like I said here, was either going to be stuck in place, we're either going to blow through this, or we're going to retrace. Now we're stuck in place right now. So again, another tip, right? Now this one's not as extreme because it's only been about like 5 minutes. Well, no, it's been a little bit longer than 5 minutes. As far as this 15 is concerned, it's been about 10 minutes. But when you see something like, for example, well, that's kind of a good example. Let me try to find a better example. Okay, this is a good example, right? So if you're looking at a chart And let's say you're in a setup, and then you see a price start to do this for like 30 plus minutes, or for the scalpers, multiple candlesticks, price is just stuck in the range in the same spot. That is a sign that is lack of volume, price is struggling to break through that next level. So when the volume picks up, it's either going to blow through that level or reject hard, right? So we kind of saw that here, right? We're stuck here for like 40 minutes. We rejected, try to break through it, retrace back down, right? Same thing here. We were stuck here for about an hour and some change. Price rejected a level, retrace back down, right? But this time we see the same thing, but instead of rejecting down, price was able to break through that level. So whenever you see price stuck in place for a little bit, know what you want to do. Know if you want to secure profits, hold that trade. Don't be too shocked or surprised that when volume picks up, it does one of those two things. And again, that's really teasing right now. Like I said, if it doesn't hold this level, it's going to retrace, but we're still bullish. We're still bullish nonetheless in here. We're just going to need some volume to break through this mess to the left. All right, new 5 minute just popped up. Retrace. I want to see if we can break through this level though. Again, we got a couple news events popping off today. We got the infamous ADP. This is a news event we have every first Wednesday of the month. And then on Friday, 8:30, we got the infamous non-farm unemployment rate that we have every first Friday of the month. Literally, if you don't know this website, it's Forex Factory. I don't use this website to really go into the details of the news. All I care about is what time the high impact news is popping off. That's all I care about. That way I am prepared and not blindsided by the possible volume of spikes that kicks in, which causes the fear of people not even wanting to trade on high impact news. Right, but we traded Monday, made some money, right? We traded Tuesday, made some money, and we had high impact news. So when you see all these videos, when people be like, "Oh, there's news today," so fuck Tokyo session, fuck London session, screw New York session after the news. I'm not going to trade at all today. That's just simply because they had one bad experience with news, and instead of learning and figuring out why that happened, they just said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to stay away from it." Right? So you get a lot of the misconceptions when it comes to trading and investing is just due to lack of understanding and refusing to try to understand. Right? It's just like with the charts when people talk about fake outs and liquidity sweeps. Right? They'll be like, "Oh, the bears just came in, the buyers came in, the sellers came in." It's not that deep, right? But again, we see price retracing. Not too much of a shock surprise there. But look at my SL and profit on GU. So if I do get with that, I might look for a re-entry, but I'm just being safe because again, a lot of these charts, they got some work to do to continue the trends we're in. But I still like GU for buys. GJ was looking to see if it was going to retest and re-hold 194.45 in support, failed to do so, or hasn't done so yet. But we're either going to look for price to hold as low as support or break above and hold 195 as support. They continue to look for buys later. So again, there's a lot of setup, but just kind of like what NAS100, same thing. Prices kind of consolidated all night. Gold, kind of same thing, but not the trees doing that. I want to learn Forex. Help, please. Well, are you brand new to trading or what? This is a good time to ask me questions. But if you're brand new to trading, you want to learn step by step, not just my trading strategy, but how to read the charts, how to actually enter trades, exit trades, actual trading plan on top of the trading strategy. Click that link in the description. Either sign up for one session or join the Playmaker University. But if you have any questions, this is the best time to ask questions on the charts. If you guys have any trading questions, I got you. I'm answering them. And that's not just for you, that's for anybody. Anybody got any questions, drop them in the chats. That's what these live streams are for. But if you need help, I can definitely help you. Again, hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram. We're 3-0 this week. So the win streak's continuing. We went 19-1 last month. We only took one loss last month, giving us a 95% win rate, 33,162 pips. The month before that, we went 16-1, giving us 94% win rate. So that's how we're doing so far this quarter. You see all the stuff. If you hit that first link description, literally everything's dated, timed, and documented. Getting it every week. I drop the Sunday chart analysis, going over the news and what we see price doing and going throughout the entire week, not just Sunday night going into Monday. If you watch this week's Sunday chart analysis, you'll see a lot of charts going as projected. If you watch last week's Sunday chart analysis, you will see a lot of charts going as projected going into this week. But yeah, we literally average high 90, 80% winners on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis by sticking to the playbook and the strategy. So again, this doesn't know works 20% of the time. If you stick to these rules, you're going to win trades and grow your account. And the reason why I say that confidently is because like I said, the key words are you stick to the playbook, you stick to these rules. So we're going to switch these. Let's see what this next 5 minute looks like. What's US30? I got you. Give me a second. I got you. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. I got you. I'll pull it up in a second. So I'm not really trading US30, so I don't got any like up to date levels. So let me do something really quick so I can still give you an analysis of what's going on. All right, so this was looking. This is what US30 is looking like right here. And Jared, if you're still in here, because I know it took like a couple minutes to answer your question, but you know, unless you click those links in the description, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Some of y'all be worried about, you know what I mean? 'Cause y'all be throwing comments in the chat and then running away. I don't understand that, but it's all good. You know, I can't force nobody to, you know, interact with me. It's all good. But as far as US30, let's go ahead and pull that up right here. All right, so US30, we got bullish momentum as well. We're not really at a higher high yet, like with NAS100. We still got to take out the higher high to the left right here, like we can see. But we are still going to be looking for buys. So when we go to the smaller time frame, it's kind of like, again, very similar to NAS100, but it already broke above that level. NAS100, as we can see here, still got a little bit of work to do. So this is why I always be talking about don't just blindly enter trades because they are quote unquote correlating pairs, because they still have their own market structure, right? We go into the bigger time frames, they look completely different. And also you know, they got their own behaviors. Well, US30, if we can hold 42,530, 42,540 as support, you can see buys going as high as 42,780. Now, before we get to 42,780, we do got these highs to the left right here at 42,690. So if we can't break through that, we're not going to see this level get hit right here, right? But we can also see price retrace down to 42,390. But I wouldn't look for sells on this, just simply because we're in an uptrend. Now, if we break below 4290, 42,090, that is all that is resistance. We could see downtrend come back into play. But as of right now, we're bullish, so I don't look for buys right now. But yeah, that's what we got going on with US30. Again, a lot of these charts are kind of ranging right now. We caught a quick move on GU, but even GUs were trading. So again, when there's a high impact news, especially the news that we got popping up today and really throughout this week, a couple of things are going to happen. We're going to see a nice setup during Tokyo or London session we can catch, kind of like what we did yesterday and what we did on Monday, or price is going to consolidate and chill up until our news pops up. So between now, like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., if you don't see any setups or volume still kind of dead and ranging, it's most likely going to be like that until 8:15 or until, you know, 8 o'clock's right around the corner. So do keep that in mind. Well, I just got wicked out on my main account. I might look for a re-entry. I just got wicked out though. So I'm gonna see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. I did get wicked out. I might re-enter though, because the trade's still valid. It's still above the support level. But again, I'm being extra safe just because of the market structure we got going on. Because again, the important part about trading isn't just, okay, this is my strategy, my confirmations were met. All right, I'm gonna enter, right? I go a step further, right? So I teach the members students not just to determine what you're looking for, setup and trade wise, but to understand again the market structure, the rules of the trend we're in, the rules of the cycle we're in, all the possible moves price can make from this point forward. So when you do that, again, there is no getting blindsided or shocked or surprised. No matter what price does, you're prepared and was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And when we look at GBPUSD, we are bullish. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna need some volume because we've kind of been chilling here since Monday, struggling to not only maintain and hold 20 as support and take out this higher high to the left as well. So again, we are still bullish, but we're gonna need some volume to break through that level, especially because again we can see here last week price. Can we just go back to the left? Last week price failed to break this on resistance level, and then Monday price 3 times failed to break that resistance level. So we're gonna need some volume to break through that. NAS is still chilling right here. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want to look at me charts, drop them in the chat. We got GJ about to attempt to break above this level. Again, this is also why I don't breakout trade. Because imagine if I would have took a trade here from a breakout. Right? Imagine if I would have took a trade here. And that's why you want to wait for that retest. Yes, sometimes price will fly and break through that level. But again, we're not trying to go for something that sometimes happens. We're trying to go for something that most of the time happens. You get what I'm saying? That's another thing that I'll be noticing be fucking people up. That used to fuck me up a lot as well. Again, you don't want to chase price when to follow the flow of price. Let's see. Question about the right side of your chart. What do different colors represent on price? These are my key price levels. So I always enter and exit these key price levels. And when you pay attention, you can see here when we combine understanding how price works, which is what I teach, and then you combine it with these key price levels. Not only do you understand the direction price is going, the direction price is most likely going to be going, but then when you mark off these key price levels, you literally know the next possible push or rejection that's going to take place, right? So we look right here. Look at how price was treating this level as resistance, then broke through it and turned it into support. Matter of fact, let's do this. Why try to break it down when we can do the bar, right? So I can show you better than I can tell you. So just pay attention to how price reacts to these levels. You see what I'm saying? You see how each time price comes to these levels, we either see a rejection or so you enter and exit all these key price levels and you have these levels marked off. You're literally prepared and knowing where the next possible rejection move's going to happen. That's how I'm able to literally every day on the Sunday chart the one session lives and the Sunday chart analysis, be able to give exact price points where we see entries and exits at, rejections, and all that good stuff, right? And you can literally see it even right now. Our price reacts and goes out to these levels, right? Even right here, see price rejected, now about to attempt to break through it and hold it, right? Just like right here, price rejected, broke through that level, rejected this level, turned it into support. All right, same thing with GU. Look right here. You can see this in real time. Literally, look at how price hit that level of wick and is shooting up. All right, so I always enter next off these levels. New 15 about to pop up, or new 15 just popped up, new hour just popped up. You said to clarify your question, talk about the far right column under the USD, see the prices in gray, green, red, yellow, blue, etc. That's what I'm talking about. These are, so the gold numbers are my key price levels, the blue numbers are my key price levels, these grays and stuff are these, right? So all these numbers are either my buy or sell position ideas, or buy and sell positions I took, or my key price levels. That's literally all they are, right? Because like if I go into another chart, whoops. If I go into another chart, they're gone, right? But if I put a bunch of shit on here, you see how all these are gold, right? But if I change the color on this one, it turned to blue. So that's all that stuff is. It's just the numbers registering, or the prices registering that I have marked off, right? Just like if I put see how the numbers, you see how the colors are changing. That's all that stuff is. That's all that stuff is, right? You see how now stuff's popping up. See how stuff's popping up. That's all it is. It's just my key price levels and my buying sell positions on the charts, right? That's all that stuff is. All right, let's see what we got going on. So NASDAQ, nice push. This is nice rejection up. Yeah, just keep an eye on it. I got wicked out. I mean, on one of my accounts I'm still holding, but my main account I got wicked out. I'm gonna see if we can still maintain hold this level. I want to see a green push up, green counter push up on that. No, thank you. Let's go. No problem. No problem. Of course. You got any other questions? Drop them in the chat. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. So this is what I was talking about. I literally said I want to see a green, and I would see a green. NAS is pushing nicely too. So if you're in NAS, you up right now. On my phone. I'm about to record this. Because haters be so mad I don't show P&L. I'm like, okay, I gotta show y'all I'm in stuff, man. Y'all still ain't gonna know how much I'm making on these trades, but you're gonna see I'm in these trades. All right, so I'm gonna see as 100 broke this trade down in the live. Look at that thing pushing. And then for the naysayers, open price, current price. All right, so I'm gonna put that on my Instagram and TikTok. So make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, by the way, y'all. I see it scroll at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram playmaker_wait, TikTok playmaker_wait_. All right, we broke down those that joined late. We broke down GU and NAS. Talk about looking for buys. Nice move on GU. NAS is pushing right now. Gotta post this story right now. right? And this is why I did the poll yesterday, because I kind of wanted to see, um, you know what I'm saying? So you guys gotta wake up. Y'all know what time I'm live. I tell y'all every day what time I'm going live. Every single day. And then I even so kind to send the link out. If y'all are not watching these replays or tuning into these live streams, you're missing out on money. You're missing out on money. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So you go to my Instagram, you're gonna see I'm in this right here. Now, as far as signals, I call the GU signal. I didn't call this NAS signal. But I am in this position. Let's see if GJ can hold a support right here. It's literally that simple, y'all. Just follow the flow of price, take setups, don't let winners turn to losers. And it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The hard part is just the beginning stages of learning all the shit and then being disciplined and sticking to it. Right. I got a video dropping later on. I don't know if it's dropping today, but it's dropping sometime this week. I did a bulk recording, so now I gotta do some bulk editing, which is fun. But you know, it's gotta get done. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta get done. But yeah, so I don't know when it's getting posted, but it's getting posted sometime this week. That's the ranging in place. Yeah, so that's why I'm not really looking for a gold buy here. I'm gonna look for a gold buy here, just like with NAS yesterday, right? Remember yesterday? Watch yesterday's live stream. Right? Can't make up this if I said it in the live stream. I said we could look for buys here, but I'd much rather look for a buy here because if we can hold this low as support, we're gonna see price fly. Look what happened. You could have went for a buy here, but you see price did a retest. This is where things really took off. It's the same thing with gold, right? So we see gold. I'm giving y'all some free game right now, so be sure to take notes, right? So we see here that gold over and over again, yes, is respecting holding as low as support, but we also see gold struggling to break and hold this next level, right? And when we understand and we pull out, oh shit, y'all. I know I ain't pull it out all live, but you know I gotta pull it out. When we stick to the price action technical analysis playbook, right? What's it say about the rules of the uptrend? It says for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high. And we also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So we see price is continues to hold this low as support. But for uptrend to continue, we're going to need to what? Break and hold this level as support. Right? When we go into the bigger time frame, we can see the exact same thing. We're going to need to what? Break and hold this level as support. Right? We failed to do so literally both times we made all-time highs, which is why we rejected. Let me actually fix that so you can see it. Right? Failed to hold that support, rejected. Failed to hold that support. Failed to hold that support. So for the uptrend to continue and to see the new higher highs get made, we're going to need to hold this level as support. We're going to need to hold that level as support. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. We'll be looking at your charts. Drop them in the chat. And again, you can get the price action technical analysis playbook separately. Also on the website, I do have bundles, so you can get some of the other books I have out there, or you get that completely free when you become a member in Playmaking University. That stuff's linked in the description. Everybody see what this next 5 minute looks like. and that's good. Pretty easy right now. Let's see what we got going on here. About how many hours a day do you estimate that you spend on the charts? It's a little bit different for me now because not only do I run a signal room service, but I also do one-on-one sessions, so I'll be on the charts all the time, right? But when I was first learning and taking it seriously, I was minimum 2-3 hours a day. Now I know some people are going to hear that and be like, "Oh, I can't do that." You can if you want, right? So if you really look at it, that time. So this is what you got to do, right? You got to make time for what you want. So when people hear me say 2 to 3 hours minimum a day, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's too much." Well, do you want to learn how to trade or not? Right? You can do 30 minutes a day, but you're gonna take a lot longer, right? It was like, who was it? I think it was. I think it was. I think it was Elon. It was Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, one of these motherfucking rich people, right? They're like, basically, what he was saying was, if there's somebody working 40 hours a day and you're working 80 hours, I mean, not 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week, right? Or someone working 80 hours a week and y'all working on the same thing, who's going to improve quicker, right? The person doing 40 hours a week, they might see that success in a year, but if I'm doing 80 hours a week, I'm going to see that success or that progress in 6 months, right? So the same thing with trading, the more time you put in, especially if you're spending that time correctly and actually doing things properly, not wasting it, you're going to see improvements, right? So again, everybody's got at least 4 to 6 hours of free time. I'm not saying go no life mode, but if you put in like 2 hours a day, you're going to see success, especially when you're studying the right things, you got the right systems in place, you got the playbook, you're going to see success, right? Because again, what would you be doing during that time if you're not studying the charts, right? If it's your free time and you're trying to learn how to trade, but you don't want to spend time on the charts, what would you be using that free time? Watching YouTube, watching some streamers, scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, all right, watching some celebrity drama, right? So when I was really taking this seriously, I'll spend like 2 or 3 hours minimum a day studying the charts, practicing. But right now it's a little bit different because, like I said, I've been on the charts Tokyo session, London session, New York session. But when I say I'm on the charts, it's not like you be seeing online, right? A lot of the stuff you see online. Well, I'm not saying that. Some people actually do sit on the computer all fucking day. I don't do that shit though, right? I be seeing people on TikTok sometimes. I'm like, bro, you're live streaming for 8 hours, but that's besides the point. I'm at my computer right now, but I'm not up. When this live's over, I'm not gonna be on my computer. The only time I really have my computer is when I have meetings, I'm doing one-on-one sessions, I'm making videos or content for y'all, or if I'm live right now, right? But besides this, I'm not on my computer. I have TradingView on my phone, so I can be on the bed doing something, just pull up my phone looking for setups. I can be at the gym, I can be cooking, I can be out and about. And the beautiful thing about the strategy and trading in general is, again, when you know what you're doing, just to keep it straightforward, when you know what you're doing, you don't have to do a lot, right? So I already know what I'm looking for. My game plan for every chart is not changing at all. That's why I can wake up at 3 a.m., give my analysis for the entire day, and then we'll see that play out, not just London session, but New York session, right? That's why I can do the Sunday chart analysis at the beginning of the week, and we can see price play out and do exactly what I'm talking about throughout the entire week. So throughout the, like, let's say if I wasn't live streaming and doing all this other shit, which this isn't complaining, this is just reality of things, right? If I wasn't doing all this other shit, like before I started the playbook, I figured out the strategy and stuff. I wasn't really on the charts that much as far as, studying all that stuff, unless we count on my phone. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like computers, staring at the charts, I don't really do that. Like once I find my setup, I let that shit play out. Like I take the trade, I might watch it for the first 10, 30 minutes just to see what it's doing. And then once I see or understand what's going on, I do something else, right? I go about my day, I check it, check my phone, check my charts throughout the day, like as if I'm checking the text or looking through some apps. I just go like that. You know what I'm saying? I said all that to say, kind of so you kind of understand, instead of me just giving me a one-word answer, one-word reply. But if you're brand new to trading, I highly recommend spending 2 hours minimum a day studying, practicing, and learning. And that's just fucking flying. Q's pushing back up. GJ's looking like trying to do something. Right, so from this setup, when you see price pushed off, this is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, right? So this is another thing, right? So when people be making these videos, oh, I made X amount of dollars in an hour, 30 minutes, right? 15 minutes. That might be how long they was in the trade, but let's add the time we've been alive. We've been alive since 3 a.m. So it took about an hour for our confirmations to be met. But as far as how long we've been in this position, it's been 30, going on 30 minutes, right? So that's another thing that's important as well. Just like another thing, when y'all see videos online where they be like, oh, this this is my 5-minute strategy. It doesn't literally mean this strategy is gonna take 5 minutes every day. More times than not, they're talking about the time frame. Right? Some people do it on purpose, some people just, that's just how they title it, and then people get confused by it. But those are things you got to understand as well when you're seeing, trading content and stuff like that. We got GJ going as projected, G doing this thing, as flying against that simple. There's opportunities everywhere. Right? Doesn't mean you got to take every opportunity though. I'm in US30 from 42,100. Got TPs at 42,800. And 43,800. How do you indicate when the market is reversing? What's your SL? I'm gonna answer your question, but you told me your entry and your TP. What's your SL? Let's take a look at what you got going on. But you should be up on US30 nonetheless. Again, if y'all wasn't alive, he asked earlier for a US30 projection. And if you took that buy, he should be up. Because I think he's pushing from where we was talking about it beforehand. But you said you got in at 42,100. So let's put that at, wait. Oh, so you've been in for a minute. Okay. Because I was like, that is not 42,100. I had to reread what you said. So you've been in for a minute. So you've been in since yesterday. That's what's up. That's what's up. Your break even? Okay, cool. So I was about to. You said I was about to say it doesn't even matter. I thought you was talking about from right here, but you've been in this since yesterday, so that still doesn't really matter. Now, for future reference, if you or anybody else does what you did, and it's like something you just took, like the night before or right now, then put an SO and all that stuff. But as far as how to know when price is going to be reversing, I do have a video on YouTube breaking it down. Let me find it. Searching. I'm making so many videos. Let me find it. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so make sure to watch this video after the live stream. All right. But I'll also go over not just how to identify reversals. I got a screenshot. I don't. Let me get a screenshot. Let me get a screenshot of the book really quick. There we go. One second. Yeah, so I go over that in that video, but I also go over it in the price action technical analysis playbook. Again, it's called the price action technical analysis playbook for a reason. I'm about to show y'all what I'm talking about in a second. Pull this out. I got so many tabs and shit open. Right. So in this book, again, it works on stocks, forex, options, crypto. I don't just go over the rules of the uptrend. I go over the rules of the downtrend. I go over all three cycles. I go over what's needed for the uptrend to continue, what's needed for the uptrend to no longer be valid, and the downtrend to come into play. I do the same thing with the downtrend. I go over what needed for. I'm about to just actually. I'm gonna show. I can show you better than I can tell you. Hold on. Hold on. I can't. Hold on one second. I gotta change the settings so I can do this really quick. We do this live, y'all. You guys got questions, drop in the chat. One second. Cool. I'm gonna answer your question. I just got to do some. Just gotta. We're gonna see what I'm doing, right? Because some things is better seen and explained that way than just talking. Okay, cool. All right. So in there, I don't just go over the rules of uptrend, rules of the downtrend. It's literally the rules of uptrend, rules of the downtrend. But I don't just say, uptrend go for buys, downtrend go for sells. I literally break down candlestick by candlestick, move by move, everything you need to know. So no matter what price is doing, you're never confused. And that's how I'm able to read the charts the way I'm able to read the charts. But I have a bunch of picture examples in the book like this, where I'm going over like basically what to look out for and signs, all that good stuff. I literally go over this. I go over a bunch of shit in here, right? So this will load. Right. So I go over a bunch of stuff in there. Right. So literally can't show it all, right? Can't show all the odds, but I literally go over literally everything, right? That's why when people hit me up like, oh, what's your strategy? I'm like, I can tell you my strategy, but the main stuff I be talking about isn't even the strategy, is how to read the charts. I know that sounds crazy to some people because I'm so deep with it, you think that is the strategy, but no, that's just how to read the charts. You get what I'm saying? But there are signs to know when a reversal is most likely going to happen. So make sure to watch that video I just dropped in the chat. And also get your copy of the price action technical analysis playbook. Let's see what else we got going on. I got alerts popping off. What's alerting me? What's alerting me? Oh, geez, yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. I like the strategy. You catch some big institutional order blocks. Would you consider day trading? A lot of other cats we about not even catching quick buck. No, I day trade. I definitely day trade, right? So trades we take on the quick side, take an hour, 2 hours, long side, maybe 4 6 hours to play out. Right, I day trade. And that's why the trading space is so fucked because there's a lot of marketers and people that don't know how to trade, or they got a bunch of money to act like they do know how to trade. And let me show you what I mean, right? So this is why you gotta be careful. And this is also why I don't show my P&L, because what I make does not mean that if you learn from me, you're gonna make that, right? But if you catch the same move as me, you catch the same amount of pips in the risk reward, that is the same thing I caught you can catch. You get what I'm saying? How much I make, you're not gonna make how much I make. So that's why again, it gets views. That's why people post the stuff they post the way they post it. But let me show you what I'm talking about. And I showed if you're in here, I showed one of the students this during a one-on-one session, like I think it was like a week or 2 weeks ago. I'm going to show y'all something. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So there's this dude online, and he was like, "Man, I'm the best day trader out here, man. 14K on the day." Now, when you first hear 14K, you're like, "Oh, damn, that's impressive." But when you actually know how to trade, you're gonna start looking a little bit deeper, right? You're gonna start to look at, okay, how many pips he caught, right? So you see right here, he made 2,000. This was a buy. So we look right here, it says 483 to 492. That's literally 9 pips. So let me ask you, is anyone in here about to make 2 bands off 9 pips? No, right? You're not going to make $2,000 off 9 fucking pips. So a lot of people be acting like they're catching these crazy moves. That's why scalping's so big, because that's why people blow accounts and over leverage like a motherfucker. And that's why people like indices and gold, because when you have small accounts, people say, US30 and NAS move quicker. They don't move quicker, they're just worth more. And what I mean, they're worth more. Again, that's why I always talk about with members of students, to understand what we're doing here. To trade effectively, you got to remember what we're doing here. We're investing, we're trading. So when we look at NAS100, it's worth 21,699. That's not just a random number. That's how much it's worth. So when we compare NAS100 to GBPUSD, GBPUSD is at 1.3532. NAS100 is at 21,698. So that's a huge difference. GU is at $1, right? And we're just keeping simple numbers, and NAS is at $21. So of course, if NAS goes up in one candlestick, this is a lot more points or pips than a GU candlestick, right? So the indices don't necessarily move quicker; they're just worth more, which is why you need a bigger account to trade them. Or if you have a small account, that's how you can triple your account in a week or two by trading indices, and that's how people get fucked up. That's a whole nother conversation. Right, but that's why scalping is so popular, because you can just fucking put a 20 lot and close it in 3 seconds. That's why there's also spread and all these other things that brokers have to kind of counteract all that stuff. But people like that, they'll post shit like that. People that have no idea what trading is, they just see, oh, he made 14,000, he must know what he's doing, and then they go charge 2 to 3K for a course to not even teach you everything, just to teach you, if that, their strategy. And then the money you could have used to actually fund your live account, you don't have anything to fund your live account. And then you also are confused why you're catching these 5 pip moves that this dude's catching, but you're not making hundreds of thousands of dollars. You get what I'm saying? But with my moves, now granted, I retrade his every TP, but we just look at the moves I catch, right? So again, you saw that was 9 pip moves, some crazy ass shit, right? Well, we go into the free Telegram. We got 36 yesterday, 25 on Monday. We got 732 last week total. We got 3,855 the week before that. We got 4,196 the week before that. We got 5,379, right? And this isn't even including risk reward ratios, all this other shit, variables that comes into it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why a lot of people like to scout. That's why everybody wants to be on these 30-second charts and all this other shit, because a bunch of people came to the trading space and fucked it up, right? That's why people will say Forex is a scam, instead of saying there's people in the Forex space that are scamming. Like, how that's like saying the stock market is a scam, right? And I was about to say that's like also saying the crypto market is a scam, but there's people that still think the crypto market is a scam. I'm like, okay, some people you just can't save. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I do got some stock and crypto updates dropping for y'all. Those are gonna be dropping tomorrow for y'all. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure you're gonna look out for that. Let me catch up to this chat. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah. What I got on gold. Buy still. As long as we can maintain and respect 33.30 as support, I'm still looking for buys. Where's that right now at 33.50? You can look for short-term buys going up to 33.74. But I'm personally going to be waiting to see if price can hold 33.74 as support and look for buys going to 33.96. Now, again, we do got a couple news events today. We got 8:15 ADP, 9:45 Canadian news, 10 a.m. USD news, 10:30 Canadian news. So make sure to keep those times in mind. But yeah, that's what I got going on with gold. All right. Re-enter GU, pushing back in profit. About to see if we can take out and hit TB3. NAS is nice and in profit, y'all. Great day. And again, we're catching this before the news popped off, right? So again, we see all these people talking about, oh, it's news today, so I'm not going to trade at all. You trade before news, you can trade after news. You get what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you don't see a setup, don't take a setup. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal and free Telegram. If you're interested in taking the signals with me, interested in learning how exactly I trade, average a 90% win rate on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. We just had a 95% win rate last month, 94% win rate the month before that, 100% win rate last week. Hit those links in the description. Join the Playmaker University or sign up for one-on-one sessions. If you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. I respond to all messages. And yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session 3 a.m. EST.